Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our eBay store, including where you can buy this item, which is the Daizenshuu Complete Illustrations art book. Let's get straight into it. I'll talk about the book as we go, but it is a hardcover book. You can see this is a dust jacket that goes over the cover, and it does read right to left as all Japanese books do, and you do get a poster with the cover. So that is the cover of the book, and on the other side you can see the sketch for the very last panel of Dragon Ball Z. So let's keep moving. I want to go through this relatively quickly because there's a lot to show. And there's a message from Toriyama Akira. The contents page. So this dragon, which is a little bit out of focus, actually you can form by getting all the books in this series, which I'll explain again in a moment. And there's the content showing everything chronologically. So Dragon Ball, just to refresh your memory, Dragon Ball the comic series started in 1983, the animation series started in 1986, the Dragon Ball Z animation started in 1989 and finished in 1995, and then GT finished in 1997 in Japan. So these books came out in 1995. Which is, as I just said, when Dragon Ball Z actually finished airing, and there's 7 books in the series, or originally 7. There were subsequently 3 other softcover books released, and there are Complete Illustrations is one, which is the one we're looking at now, and then there's Story Guide, which focuses on the manga, TV Animation Part 1, World Guide, which is really cool because it shows all the different planets and the different kind of aliens like the Saiyans, the Nameks, etc., the Kais. Then there's TV Animation Part 2, then there's TV specials and movies, and then 7, which is the encyclopedia. The subsequent 3 that were released, there was Card-Ass 1 and Card-Ass 2, so they showed all of the original Card-Ass, the trading cards that came out for Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z series. And then there was TV Animation Part 3, which has Majin Buu and Super Saiyan Goku on the front. Now, these books are a fantastic resource. They're known colloquially as... It's really annoying how the thing keeps flipping over. Known colloquially as the Bible of Dragon Ball Z, and I think that's a pretty good way of looking at it. And but one issue is that, with the exception of this book, there is a lot of text. Volume 7, the encyclopedia, is mostly text. Volumes 2 to 6 do have a lot of images, but they also do have a lot of information in Japanese. So if you can't read Japanese, then obviously you're not going to be able to enjoy the books as much. I have actually done a video of all of the 7 volumes. So if you click the little eye in the top right hand side or the top right of your screen, you'll see a link to that. But I thought this book is actually worth showing on its own because it's such an amazing book. I was actually thinking, I believe this is the first item I ever bought online. I bought it when I was not living in Japan. Oh wow, that's missing the R. Look at that, it says Dragon Ball. I never noticed that. And yes, I bought it when I wasn't living in Japan, and I have literally drawn every image in this book. I have notebooks filled of sketches and drawings from this book. So if you're into artwork, and of course if you're into Dragon Ball Z, it will give you hours and hours and hours and hours of leisure, pleasure, whatever you want to call it. It's fantastic. That was used on the cover of Akira the World, which is another art book featuring artwork from Toriyama Akira. That was also used as a cover of the Chogashu, which is another book that came out a couple of years ago in Japan. And a lot of figures have actually been produced. There's figures of each of those drawings, including actually one that came out this year in 2016, the Ichiban Kuji WCF, and yeah, they were just drawings. Like they were not used in the actual series. So, and I have seen, artists who actually do the official sculpts for Banpresto and things have this book on their bookshelves as reference material. So it really is an incredible resource that even the people who make figures in Japan will use as reference material. And some, like for example, that image, there you go, that was used for the Super Master Stars piece figure that came out also this year in 2016. So these drawings are over 20 years old. This was done in 1991, and they're still using these. That figure on the left was used for the Meki 4-star figure, which I've done a review of, so I'll put a link to that as well. So just an amazing resource, and it really is a must-have book, or must-have item for a Dragon Ball collector. This was also used for the Chorzoshu figures that came out with the Z Fighters. So yeah, just some amazing. I think I skipped one there. That's just a little newsletter thing that came with it. And from memory, there's Jackie Chan. Yeah, so Jackie Chan, who's also a big fan of Dragon Ball in that. Trunks, so you'll notice that's why he has the light blue jacket. Some people ask why did they make the figures with the light blue jacket. That is the reason. And the cool thing is that these are not from the actual series. So these are extra stuff that's been drawn for promotional material and marketing and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff here that you may not have necessarily seen. That was also used as a cover for another art book. And the thing that I really remember about from drawing all these books is just how good Toriyama Akira is at drawing mechanical things, whether it's planes or bikes or the stomp cycle that we still saw before. It's almost as if he was a mechanical engineer. I'd love them to make a figure of that. I'm a bit of a Deborah fan, I have to admit. Not sure why. Probably my favorite image in this book, that one. It's hard to choose. But yeah, just amazing artwork. And then the first and last panels of the series. So these are the covers of all of the original comics that came out. And then the spines, I think, are shown. Yes. So the spines on the back of each one. And then these are the images. So at the start, so that's actually what Toriyama Akira looks like, or at least what he did 20 or so years ago. So he writes a short blurb at the start of each one, and it has an image. Some covers are Weekly Jump, interview. So this is the only Japanese in the book. And I think I actually skipped a page there. And then at the end, it's just got index of all of the images used in this book. So most of them are for Weekly Jump, but that was the cover of this one, which was done just for this cover. So there's one that's like UNICEF mascot, so it's pretty cool. And it's just an index of all of every single image in this particular book. And that's it. And then it just shows the details. So that's the Japanese date system, but that's 1995. And there is all of the 7 original ones, which I have reviewed. So thanks for watching, guys. And as I said, this is available from our store. Must-have item if you're a Dragon Ball fan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.